What if General Grievous lived and joined the Empire? Let's explore the depths of this scenario in the video. General Grievous stands on a windswept balcony, overlooking the vast landing platforms of Utapau. His mechanical eyes watch the bustling activity as his fleet regroups from their recent defeat on Coruscant. The loss on Coruscant had been a severe blow, with Count Dooku's death leaving the Confederacy of Independent Systems leaderless. Grievous knows the chances of victory are slim. His thoughts were interrupted by an incoming transmission. Grievous activates the holocommunicator, and the blue-tinted image of Darth Sidious flickers to life.
General Grievous, I see you are consolidating your forces on Utapau. A prudent move, given the current situation.
Lord Sidious, with the death of Count Dooku and our recent defeat, the Confederacy's position is precarious. I hope this is all part of your plan.
It is. The end of the war is near, General. And the CIS will be no more. But your fate not be tied to the Confederacy's downfall.
I do not fear death, Lord Sidious. A warrior's end on the battlefield is an honor.
A fine sentiment. But if you fall there, you will not see the Jedi's demise. Heed my instructions, and leave this planet. Then you shall watch their temple burn.
Very well, Lord Sidious.
Grievous listens to Palpatine's commands and orders the remnants of the CIS Council to hide on Mustafar. Once they depart, the cyborg general takes his starfighter and leaves the rest of his army to keep the Jedi occupied. Palpatine knows that Grievous had little love for the CIS. He only fights to kill Jedi, which makes him easy to control. Without General Grievous leading them, the droid army stationed on Utapau falls into disarray when Obi-Wan attacks. As his forces march into the city, the droid resistance crumbles like a rotten stick. There were few places where the droids effectively held them back, but their sheer numbers ensured that the battle took several days. But with each minor victory, Obi-Wan's concern grows. Something didn't seem right. This victory should be hard fought, especially if Grievous is leading them. As they advance through the winding streets of Utapau's sinkhole city, he searches for a trap, but fails to find the cyborg general anywhere. As the last pockets of resistance are mopped up, Obi-Wan receives a disturbing report. A local supply depot had been attacked, its defenses overwhelmed, and its contents either destroyed or stolen. The attack was quick, brutal, and highly efficient, leading the Jedi to believe that Grievous was responsible. By the time he arrives at the supply depot, he only finds a discarded lightsaber, one from the General's collection. As Obi-Wan reports this, he hears about more attacks. Rebuilding efforts are sabotaged, supply depots raided, and senators assassinated. Each incident carries the same chilling detail. Survivors speak of a cloaked figure wielding glowing swords. No one can get a good look at the attacker, as the figure murders anyone who gets close. More troubling still are the reports that this mysterious figure isn't alone. Several clones join them in this attack. These attacks affect the civilian population, causing anger and resentment against the Jedi to grow. Rumors spread like wildfire, suggesting that the Jedi are responsible for the attacks, stealing supplies meant for civilians to feed their war effort, turning the clones into private armies, and assassinating those who disagree with them. Yet amid the gloom, there's a glimmer of hope. News arrives from Coruscant that brings relief. Chancellor Palpatine announces that a high-ranking CIS officer has defected to the Republic. This defector has provided crucial intelligence about the CIS Council's whereabouts. In a holotransmission broadcast galaxy-wide, Palpatine addresses the Republic.
My fellow citizens, I bring you news of our struggle against the Confederacy. My contact has provided us with valuable information regarding the location of the CIS Council. Plans are being made to deal with them once and for all.
But not all citizens are celebrating. Anakin hears of this development, but his mind is elsewhere, focusing on his mission to spy on Palpatine. The Chancellor uses this opportunity to sway him to the dark side. Not only does he use the fear of Padme dying to tempt him, but he also mentions the hypocrisy of the Jedi.
Anakin, I have received troubling reports from the Outer Rim. The civilians are growing hostile against the Jedi. They believe the Jedi are responsible for the recent attacks.
That's impossible, Chancellor. The Jedi would never do such a thing.
I understand your loyalty to the Order, my boy, but people's perceptions are powerful. They see a cloaked figure wielding a lightsaber, and they jump to conclusions.
But surely they know the difference between a Jedi and an imposter. We fought side by side with the clones and defended countless worlds. They can't truly believe we're responsible for these atrocities.
The memory of Barriss Sophie's betrayal is still fresh in their minds, Anakin.
Barriss was an anomaly. She acted alone. That doesn't mean the entire Order should be condemned.
But people don't see it that way. To them, Barriss's actions were a sign of a deeper corruption within the Jedi. And now, with these new attacks, their fears are being reignited.
What can we do to change their minds, Chancellor? How can we prove that the Jedi are still the protectors of peace and justice?
It seems like it's not just the people who have doubt.
You think there could be more traitors within the Order?
I do not want to believe it, Anakin. But we must be vigilant, lest another event like this happen again.
You're right. I apologize for my doubts.
Don't be foolish, my boy. Doubt is natural in all things, and there is no shame in admitting it. Only the Jedi seem to believe they are above such feelings.
As they talk, the conversation shifts again, this time regarding Padme's health. With her pregnancy looming, so do Anakin's fears. Every time he sleeps, he pictures something happening to her, and no matter what he does, he can't shake the thoughts from his mind. The Chancellor listens to his friend with a patient smile, hearing all his doubts and worries.
I understand your fears. It is a feeling that all parents have gone through. But let me ask, have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
As they talk, elsewhere in the galaxy, Obi-Wan manages to track down this mysterious attacker in a remote village. He divided up his units across the sector to respond to any attacks. Now one group reports engaging the mysterious attacker. General Grievous steps forward, his mechanical body gleaming in the firelight. Behind him, a group of clone troopers emerge, their armor reflecting the flickering flames through their movements, which appear robotic.
General Kenobi, you are persistent, but this will be your end.
Grievous, I suspected it was you. Surrender, and maybe the Council will be merciful.
Mercy? From a Jedi? I think not.
With a sudden movement, General Grievous lunges forward, shedding his cloak and revealing his 4 arms, each brandishing a lightsaber. The two clash in a flurry of strikes, their blades flashing through the air. The sparks from their lightsabers add to the blaze. Grievous takes advantage of this and flings some burning embers at Obi-Wan, which singe his robes and cause him to cry out. The cyborg takes this chance to attack, lashing out with his blades and forcing Obi-Wan on the defense. While blocking his attack, Grievous picks up the Jedi by the throat and flings him across the room. As he approaches to finish the job, Obi-Wan jumps to his feet and begins shoving crates at him. The burning supplies smash against Grievous's body and send him reeling. Despite Grievous's ferocity, Obi-Wan's skill and precision begin to turn the tide. Seeing his defeat, Grievous leaps back and commands his clones to rush forward. As they advance, Obi-Wan realizes something is amiss. Their movements are too precise and mechanical. Commando droids in disguise. He cuts through the air, striking down one commando droid after another. But as they fall, the droids begin uttering human cries.
We've caught the intruder. It's General Kenobi. We need reinforcements. The General has gone insane. The Jedi have betrayed us.
A probe droid captures all of this through a hole in the building, watching as the Jedi mercilessly cuts down his soldiers. Grievous smiles and sends this information to Palpatine. Anakin helps him to his feet by the ruined window, stepping over the bodies of the Jedi Masters who attempted to arrest him, and aids Palpatine to his seat. No sooner does the Chancellor ease into his chair, does Anakin break down into hysterics.
How could I do that? I betrayed the Jedi and Master Windu.
Anakin, you did what you had to. Master Windu and the others were traitors to the Republic. You must remember that.
But they were my friends. My mentors. I don't know if I can live with this.
You betrayed no one. They turned their backs on you. Did you not hear what he said? He would have killed me without a trial. That is proof that the Jedi cannot be trusted. Just look at this report my contact sent me.
As Palpatine replays the footage of Obi-Wan attacking his clones, Anakin can hardly believe it. He shakes his head in disbelief and tries to turn it off.
Obi-Wan would never do that. This footage isn't real.
The truth is what you make of it. You call yourself a traitor, yet the galaxy will know you as the man who saved the Chancellor's life from the treacherous Jedi. So what do you think happened here?
Anakin hesitates. A flash of guilt crosses his mind. But then he bows his head.
Obi-Wan turned against his soldiers.
Indeed. Now, I have a job for you. It is time we finish off the Jedi Temple.
It will be done, my lord.
As he leaves, Palpatine enacts Order 66. Across countless worlds, clone troopers turn on their Jedi generals, including the Jedi Temple, as Anakin leads the 501st Legion in a brutal assault. Lightsabers clash and blasters fire as Jedi, younglings, and Temple guards are mercilessly cut down. In the aftermath of the Temple massacre, Anakin receives his orders from Palpatine for his final test: to eliminate the last of the CIS leadership on Mustafar. This task was even easier as the council members barely put up a fight as Anakin cut them down. As he stands over their bodies, Anakin turns to see Obi-Wan running into the room.
What have you become? I am what the Jedi made me, Master. What I had to become to bring peace to the galaxy.
Obi-Wan ignites his lightsaber, the blue blade contrasting with the fiery red around them. Anakin ignites his weapon and the two clash in a thunderous fury, the sounds resonating across the molten caverns. Though they fight with all their skills and abilities, both men also move with heavy hearts, seeing before them an enemy, but also an old friend. Anakin lifts a wall of lava and hurls it at Obi-Wan, who nimbly dodges out of the way. With each dodge, Anakin grows more enraged, hurling molten rocks, lava, and mining droids at his master, who sidesteps and strikes aside each blow. As one rock comes flying at him, Obi-Wan stands his ground, slicing it in half before rushing through the two halves towards his apprentice. Anakin barely brings up his weapon to defend himself. As the duel rages on, Obi-Wan's superior experience and calm focus give him the upper hand. With one deft swing, he manages to disarm Anakin. Leaping atop a low-rise, Obi-Wan looks down at his friend.
You are beaten. Surrender and face judgment.
Before Anakin can reply, a shadow looms behind Obi-Wan. From the smoke and flames, General Grievous emerges. Grievous plunges a sharp metallic claw through Obi-Wan's back, lifting him off the ground.
Kenobi, your interference ends here.
Obi-Wan gasps as Grievous throws him to the ground. Anakin joins his former master and looks up at the cyborg in shock.
Grievous? How?
Lord Sidious has many agents, Skywalker. I am his most loyal. While you played your part in the temple, I ensured the Jedi would be eradicated.
Obi-Wan, lying on the ground, managed to lift his head.
Anakin, don't let him deceive you.
But it was too late. Grievous stands over Obi-Wan and plunges his lightsaber into his chest. Despite everything happening, he stares as the life leaves his master's eyes.
So this was all part of Palpatine's plan?
Grievous nods, his eyes gleaming with cruel satisfaction.
The Republic is no more, Skywalker. Thanks to you and me. Now, come. Our victory awaits.
With Obi-Wan's death, the Jedi are nearly gone, reduced to a shadow of their former selves. Palpatine is pleased with this news and makes a new announcement. The first is the identity of his contact in the CIS. He explains that though Grievous has committed countless horrific acts during the Clone Wars, his actions in stopping the CIS have earned him an official pardon. Meanwhile, Anakin is also pardoned, being one of the only Jedi to stand against the corrupt order. The people hail him as a hero for ending both the CIS and the Jedi Order. As the Empire rises, Grievous is assigned to hunt down the remaining Jedi, while Anakin becomes Palpatine's apprentice. But though he's showered in praise, Anakin harbors his doubts about this new empire. He is supposed to be a hero, but serving alongside a monster like Grievous is not something he wants. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.